This conference will now be recorded.
So we are learning about budgeting. It's not allowing me. Fine. Let me close this application. Budgeting module, collapse all, setup, budget control, and budget control configuration. So here, the first one is define parameters. In the parameters, we need to select dimensions. Okay. So yesterday we learned about budget register entry. Let me show you that one. So in this budget register entry, we have entered some value and we have verified. So while entering this budget amount, so yesterday we have entered, I think this one, we have entered 8,000. Okay, here we have entered this one. While entering this one, we have option to select 601-240 with the dimensions. Okay, so whatever the dimensions you want in the budget, while doing budget, suppose 601-240, I have entered 8,000. And suppose I'm entering 601-240 with business unit to 001. If I'm entering some $20, it will throw error message. The budget funds are not available. It is available for 601-240 only. So if you want budget for each business unit wise, then you need to enter, this is for 2000, a big exercise. For 002, it is business unit is different. This is a budget fund. Like this you need to create. This is business unit. Suppose business unit and department. You can enter like this. This is 002 business unit. Here it is 1500. Here it is 2500 or 2200. Like this you need to define with the business unit and department, whatever. So in the register entries, whatever the combination you have entered, those combinations only will be allowed in the actuals. So here I have not entered dimensions. In the posting also I have not entered dimensions. That is this one. Understood? Any doubt in this? Clear? Okay. So in this, what are the dimensions you want? You need to select budget control dimensions, whatever you want. If you want to bring the dimensions here, what are the sequence steps? First, how many financial dimensions available in the system by default? How many? In the system, if you take license from Microsoft, how many financial dimensions will be available? Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should answer this one. How many financial dimensions available by default in the system? Don't know answer.
I think we need to activate those through LCS link.
So that is for correct.
Twen-
By default, how many available? This is my question. I'm interviewer. This is my question.
26.
0. No financial dimensions available by default. Means if you take a license from Microsoft, if you go to general ledger, collapse all, chart of accounts, dimensions, financial dimensions. If you take license from Microsoft, I told you, you will find only that company. You are creating new company. In this, nothing will be there. Nothing will be there. It is 0. It will be blank because USMF, DMF, INMF data is there. That is the reason it is showing. In the new company creation process, I have explained you. By default, how many financial dimensions available in the system means 0. Then you can create. You can create financial dimensions. Understood? Mutual conflict. By default, it is 0. How many you want? You can create. How can you create? One is using operational unit. So here it will be blank. How can you create? So in the organization administration, here organizations operating units, using this operating unit, sorry, it is operating. In this operating units, there are many, 5 to 8. Sometimes it is showing 5, sometimes it is showing 8. Okay, whatever it may be. These can be used and you can create a financial dimension. Otherwise, masters and submasters. It is around 26 or 27. I did not count that one. 26 or 27. I can use this one and I can create a financial dimension. Otherwise, I can create custom dimension. Using custom dimensions, I can create. In this custom dimensions, how many created? How many can be created means infinite. Understood? Any confusion? So if you have taken license from Microsoft, this screen will be blank. This screen will be blank, financial dimensions blank. You need to click new and you need to create and you need to activate using LCS. Understood everyone? Are you able to imagine what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
By default, 0 will be there. So if you want to use dimensions in the budgeting, then financial dimensions should be created. That is the first step. This all are information. So initially, if you want to use, the first step is financial dimension should be created. Next, this financial dimension should be used in accounting structure. Next, this financial dimension should not be used I'm highlighting this one, should not be used in advanced rule structure. Next, this financial dimension should be selected here in this budgeting, setup, budgeting, dimensions for budgeting. You need to select from left side to right side. You should select from left side to right side, dimensions for budgeting. Okay, then budget control. Understood? Any doubt in this? So here dimensions for budgeting, it was selected right side, main account, item group, business unit, department, cost center, vehicle. But all those are not coming here. The reason behind this vehicle is in the advanced rule structure, that will not be displayed here. It is only showing 5, but in the dimensions for budgeting it is 6. Vehicle is not displaying here. So my intention is in the register entry, while creating register entry, this is very sensitive information, try to understand. Budget code, if you click on new and select the structure, while entering here 601240, system is allowing to select business unit, department, cost center, and item group. And if it is vehicle also there, it will come vehicle also. I can enter the budget, but it will not restrict to all these things. It will restrict only up to this one. This is no use. The reason behind, we have selected business unit and department only. So the budget control will work for business unit and department only. It will not look at this one. That's what you need to be very much clear. That's why I told you it will not look for advanced rule structure dimensions, even though you are entering in the budget register entry. Got it? Everyone? Are you able to follow me? Yes or no, please? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, sir. Can you explain again, sir?
So here, actually, it is main account plus business unit plus department. 3 dimensions are available in the budget control, right? Budget control calculation. So here, budget register entry will work up to this one only. Even though extra dimensions are available, it will not look the restrictions on extra dimensions also. It will not look. Only it will look for business main account, business unit, department restrictions, whatever it was there here. As I told you here, example 601 240 0202 I have entered this one. Suppose I am posting a transaction 601 240 with 003 and dash 022. It is not entered any value. What means it is 0. So if I am posting any entry, it will restrict. Am I right? Because you don't have budget amount. Agree with me? Because
Sir.
business unit
03.
3 is, yes. Got it?
Okay, sir. Got it.
So like you have entered like extra dimensions, it is 120 dimension with suppose 3000. It will not look this one at all. The dimension, whatever extra item group, it will not look. It will look at this one only, because in the budget control configuration, the dimensions considered only business unit and department, right side whatever is there, those combination only should be entered, even though it is system is allowing to entry, but it will not restrict the dimensions, other dimensions. Got it? I want item group restrictions. I want item group restrictions. Then system will not do. The reason behind, you may ask like I have entered here, so it should restrict to audio item group, but it will not, because the reason behind you have not selected in this one. Got it?
Main thing, budget control dimension, whatever we have linked, to that extent only it will allow us to post the entries.
Here register entry, it will allow you to enter, it will allow you can post, but it will not look at this all these things, audio also. So I have entered here, suppose, let me explain you. I have entered here audio, it is 3000 I have entered, suppose for audio 3000, 4000 I have entered. Now I am posting another transaction, actual transaction I'm posting, actual transaction I'm posting. Give me a second. So I'm posting to audio RM. I have not entered any expenditure and I have not entered any budget figure. So if I have not entered means 0. Agree?
0.
Yeah, this is register entry. Register entry. One second. Budget register entry. I have entered like this. But now I am entering actual transaction. Actual transaction. I'm entering with this one 500. Now, what is your expectation? Should be allowed or not? It should not be. Am I right? This is your assumption. It should not allow normally, but here it should not allow. That is your expectation, because if you look at only register entry, I have entered 601 240 001 022 with audio. I have entered 4000. Then I'm not looking at this one. I'm not looking at this one. Suppose if you are not looking at this one, then this will allow up to 4000. If it is entering like this, it should stop. Am I right? If it is considered audio, but now because you have not selected in the budget control configuration item group, so system will verify, validate up to this one only, and here it will validate up to this one. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm sorry, I have important call. That is the reason I picked. Usually I don't pick calls, but that is most important call for me. Fine. Now it is as per budget register entry. It should verify audio also, and audio is available. But here audio RM is there, but in the budget control configuration, I have enabled only these three. So even though you have entered budget register entry with audio, system will not look at audio. It will look at only this one. The reason behind, you have entered budget control configuration for 3 main account with the business unit and department. It will restrict up to this 3 only, and it will validate. So system will blindly allow you to post this one. It will allow. Got it? A very logic information. Understood? Any doubts in this one? So dimensions should be created. If you want to use budget control configuration in budget amounts, but if you want I'm sorry, dimensions should be considered in the budget control configurations. Then first should be created, and it should be used in the accounting structure, and it should not be used in the advanced rule structure, and should be selected in the dimensions for budgeting, and it should be selected in the budget control configuration. The final step is this one. Okay, I hope it is clear now. The first step.
What is the third point? It should not be used in the advanced rule structure.
So in the advanced rule structure, you cannot use it. Advanced rule structure means the vehicle. Vehicle is advanced rule structure. Am I right? We have used. So if you remember accounting structure, actually in this general ledger structures, advanced rule structures. Remember this one? So in the ledger, we are mapping ledger setup. So if you go to this one, structures, you can add advanced rule structures. So here you can add advanced rule structures. Are you able to remember this one or not? If you're not clear, I will show you once again. I will explain you. Yeah. Are you able to recollect?
No, sir, please repeat it again.
So in this one, you can add advanced rule structure, whether I have explained earlier or not.
Not,
In this,
I think not explained. Sir.
oh,
advanced rules are not explained actually.
advanced rule, okay, fine. Oh, give me a minute. Then in that case, let me write down. Advanced rule structure. I will discuss with you this one tomorrow in detail. Okay, fine. The pending topics I will discuss with you later tomorrow. It should be added. You can add in this advanced rule structure. Okay, fine. Now let me go back. So what is this means? Tomorrow you will understand. Remaining all are clear? Any questions? The first step, the first screen. Next one is over budget permissions. Usually not required to map anything, not required. If you want, suppose in any company, one is normal business users, end users, or key users will be used. These are all are business users. What do you mean by end users, key users, business users? Means accountant, stores clerk, accounts payable clerk, accounts receivable clerk. Okay, there are different roles will be there in an organization. Those are called end users or business users. Key users means accounts manager, sales manager, purchase manager. Those are also business users. These people are key users. End users and key users all are business users. Okay, for them, if you are entering 2000, if you are entering more than 2000, 1 paisa or 1 penny amount, if you are entering, it should stop. Agree? That we have learned and we understood. Now, suppose I am CEO of the company. Okay, I am CEO of the company. Then, if I am a CEO of the company, if I am entering this transaction, then if the system stops, then it will restrict. If the system is stopping, I will get angry. I don't want restrictions because I am the CEO of the company, final decision maker. I don't want restrictions. But if it is enabled, this activated and enabled, it will stop for everyone. Agree? It will stop for everyone. If I entered budget register entry, if it is more than that amount, it will stop. So I want exception for CEO or CFO. So for that, I can add here, click on add, and I can select the users. These are the users group, and I want over budget, allow over budget processing. Whatever they want, they will enter, CEO or CFO of the company. So these are business users, like the top company, like approvers here, the users I can map it. Understood? I want to give exception for specific people, then I can create one group. This user group will be available here in this let me show you. The user groups are available in system administration. users groups. I can create one group, new group, as a CEO and CFO or top management, and I can add that group, that users names here, and I can add that one here as an exception. Understood? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So normal users, whether you have mapped or not mapped, it will prevent. This is for allow, and prevent processing at over budget threshold. So if you want a threshold limit 80%, 90%, we can map threshold limit here, and it will stop at 90% only. That is prevent for 90%, means even though it is 10,000, at the 9,000 it will warn you that information. We can use that one threshold limit. So usually we don't map it. If you are not mapped, means it will be applicable 100% for every user. If you want exceptions, you can add here the user groups. You can create user groups differently. User groups you can create whatever the way you want, and you can map here that one if you want. Okay, default it will be stopped for every user. Next, budget funds available. Yesterday we learned a lot. We spent a lot of time on this one. Okay, next, what are the journals it is applicable? One is daily journal, means we'll know general journals. Journal, that is daily journal. Next, this is daily journal. Next, allocation journals. So in the allocation journals, whether you want it or not, you need to map. Allocation journals we have learned. For these journals, whether you want budget control, yes or no. So I will discuss this one later. Next one is expense reports. Expense reports means it is expense management is another module. In this expense management, you can have my expenses. You can use this one. So here expense reports. This is for expense management. So you can use, sorry. And fixed asset journals. If you want, yes, we can control this based on the fixed asset journals. You know this one. Already have learned fixed asset journals. Budget control says whether you want yes or no. Next one, general budget reservation. These two I will discuss with you later. Payroll. Payroll pay statements means HR and payroll linked information. That is part of HR and payroll. Next, project expenses journals. Project expense journals means project management and accounting. All modules are covering project management and accounting, projects, all projects. So all projects. In this one, you can have expense journal. Expense journal. So for that we can use. And purchase orders, you know, purchase requisitions I have already discussed yesterday. And travel requisition means it is once again expense management. Expense management, and here travel requisition. And then vendor invoices, you know. Okay, understood all these check boxes, which module. So all modules, whether you want budget control yes or no, you can enable the check boxes. Now advanced ledger entries and general budget reservation, these two are linked to public sector. Yesterday I have discussed public sector, semi-government or government companies are public sectors. For this one, advanced ledger entries is linked to public sector, then it is general ledger, journal entries, advanced ledger entries. This is linked to public sector, advanced ledger entries. That one is this one. Next, general budget reservation means budget module. Here general budget reservations. General budget reservations. So in each, and so many modules are there. Wherever you want budget controls, you can enable this checkbox. This is at header level, this is at line level. Whether you want line level restrictions, you can have. In the one journal, you will have header and line. So if you go to, I'm sorry, general ledger, journal entries, so if you select any line, go to lines, here we have line, and this is one line. If you click on new, it will be second line. Offset account also, if you entered, then it is 896 and 897. It is, you can enter one more line. That is Whether you want controls on line entry level also, you can select. This is header, this is line, this is all the entire journal. This is one, each line wise you can have controls. The budget control configuration. Next, assign budget models. Here you need to map fiscal budget cycle time span. Budget cycle time span means if you go to budget module, you can select budget cycle time span. 1 second, not budget code, I think it is in budget control. Yeah, budget cycles. You can create for the financial year to year. So if you want to create here, you need to map the calendar. In the calendar, it should be year should be there. So in the calendar should be created. Once the calendar financial year is created, that can be added in the budget cycle time span. Once it is added here, you can add here in the budget control configuration. And budget model is only information. There is no much implication. It is only just information. Budget models. This is only for information, nothing here, for reporting purpose. So you need to map all those things. Okay, next, define budget control rules. So from which account to which account you want restrictions, you can map here. Got it? From main account and to main account and budget, like a combination you can map, because these accounts only it is hitting. Now select main accounts are there. Usually it is blank. If in case you have not selected main accounts here, then you need to select main accounts here. What do you mean? Suppose I'm removing this main account. I have selected only business unit and department. Then if you go to main accounts, it will show you all the main accounts. So for which accounts you want, you can select like this. This is a lengthy process. This is not best practice. It is better to select always. The main account should be selected in the dimensions. It is better to select main account. So it is better to select main account. If you are selecting main accounts in the dimensions, if you are selecting, then here it is not required. It will be removed. Just give me a minute, it will be removed. Okay, but if you are disturbing like this main accounts here, removing and this thing, if you are disturbing, it will be removed here. This will be removed because you are selecting dimensional main accounts here. In this case, if you are selecting main accounts, it will be gone, this gone. So let me click on restore the activation. Then it is available. Okay, understood now. Next, budget, define budget groups. It is optional. If you want, you can use group level mapping budget control. This is optional. It is optional only. Next, only for messages. This define message levels. You can map it. Next one is activate. This is you need to activate, and budget control is turned on. Then only it will allow you. Okay. Understood? Any questions? All these tabs is one by one important. So up to this account, this initial 6-1, like 1 to 6, it is most important. And 7th one, anyhow, usually I don't prefer to select here. I will prefer to select here directly. And remember, this green checkbox will work for expense items only, expense main accounts only. The main account having type expenses only will have green checkbox. Otherwise, it will not. Understood? This green checkbox will come for expenses items only. The main accounts, whenever you are creating main accounts, the type expenses, the main accounts, general ledger, collapse all, chart of accounts, main accounts. So this budget register entry is applicable for type expenses. What do you mean by type expenses? Here we have, let me go to chart of accounts directly so that you can understand. We know the like 1 series, 2 series, 3 series, am I right?
Yes.
So this is 110, 110 type is asset. So budget register entry will not work for assets. It will not work for assets. It will not work for liabilities. It will not work for liabilities. It will not work for equity. It will not work for revenue. Because budget means expenses control. Am I right? We want to control expenses. So it will work for 5 series and 6 series only. 5 series is purchase expenses. The main account type is expenses. And 6 series is expenses. 5 series and 6 series are expenses. The type is expense. So this budget register entry will work for 5 series and 6 series, and for those only it will come green checkbox. Otherwise it will not come. Got it? Because 5 series and 6 series is expense. Yes, please.
Clear.
Okay, you are clear now. And one more thing, in the budgeting, we understood about budget control configurations, but budget planning is there. I'm not expertise in this area. Budget planning, I'm not expertise in this area, so I'm not explaining. Only one topic I'm not explaining to you, budget planning. Budget planning I'm not explaining, so I'm not complete 100% expertise. I know some extent, but I cannot. But what it is, I will explain you orally. I'm not showing in the system. Budget planning. So what is this budget planning means? Suppose I have Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, I have 2 branches. One is in Ameerpet, another one is in Chandanagar or Kukatpalli. So actually in this Ameerpet, we have sales department, we have purchase department, we have accounts department, stores department, like this, so many there. Okay, they need budget expenses. In Kukatpalli also they need budget. Okay, this is in our system, it is 001 business unit. This is 002 business unit. Example I'm telling you in our system. This is sales department 022 department. This is 023. Okay, so once it is month end is completed, actually CEO has given the total budget for this year is 50 lakhs. CEO has given 60 lakhs. Now in business, like business unit Ameerpet business unit, it should be allocated, suppose 22 lakhs is allocated, and here it is 28 lakhs allocated. Now here in this, it is sales department, some expenses, this amounts. So exercise should be there for sales department for so and so expenses, this is the amount. For so and so other expenses, courier expenses, it is 20,000, transportation charges 50,000, loading unloading, some courier charges, it is something, some courier, some advertisement expenditure, this much, something should be allocated. It should be equal to 50 lakhs. So this exercise we need to do a lot in the month of March. Am I right? Agree?
Yes.
There is a lot of exercises. That exercise you can do in the Excel file. So exactly it will not reach to 50 lakhs. We need to convince different departments, different expenses. You need to do this one, up to this one, you need to do this one for the future purpose, because it was allocated 50 lakhs. There is so much exercise. That exercise in the system, if you are doing here budget planning, we can enter here. We can enter the budget planning, and you can enter plus amount, minus amount. You cannot modify. You need to enter plus, minus, plus and minus. All these things, corrections you can do in this one. There are two things. So all individual departments, all individual expenses given, all together it is 68 lakhs. All departments given 68 lakhs. Now CEO has given 50 lakhs. So we need to do exercise. Some should be minus, some should be plus, some should be minus, some should be plus. Best example, your salaries also. And whenever it is appraisal process happening, HR department, they will do a lot of exercise. For this department, this expenses, for this department, this is appraisal. Then managers will fight a lot. I want more expenditure, I want more budget, so that I can retain my employees. Nowadays it is a big exercise to every managers, because people are leaving the companies a lot. You know this one, am I right? So all those things, exercises can be done through budget planning, but this is here in the budget planning, it will be posted. Now you need to enter minus amount, plus amount, minus amount. It will be hectic job. Of course it is available budget planning, good, but rather than this one, you can do outside in Excel file, and you can arrive this one final budget amounts to enter in the budget register entry. Finally we need to enter in the budget register entry. For that you can do exercise in the budget planning. Understood everyone? What is this budget planning? Okay, so while doing implementations, I have used I mean to say my clients used a lot in Excel file rather than budget planning. Are you able to follow? Just a minute.
Yes.
So it is clear now, am I right?
This budget planning comes from a CFO, right?
Yeah, it will be both sides, from lower to upper, upper to lower. We can do it in this like here in the budget planning parameters. We can have options, not this one. Give me a minute. So here in the budget planning configurations, there are so many setups inside. So you can map how you want different scenarios. So actual budget, monetary, and then stages, different stages as approved, initialized, submitted, approved, CEO review, and workflow stages as there is a big exercise. So budget will be come from CFO, CEO, CFO, and sometimes managers also. Managers like expenses they have given, and it will be combined into, it will be submitted to CFO, or CFO has given the final amount, and different departments heads, they will segregate differently, vice versa also. Understood?
Yeah, okay. So do we have any template or format? How we'll get the budget?
So all those things, that's why I told you in this, if you go through this budget planning, you can understand. But hectic job, I mean to say, of course, if you attempt this one, you can learn this one. But the problem is, while implementation, whenever I'm explaining to the clients, they told me like, we'll do exercise in Excel file, we don't use this one. That is the reason I did not get chance to verify how it works.
Okay.
So here it is, inside it is there. So you can configure layouts. If you go through this one, you can understand.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry, because I know some extent, but not in depth. So whenever I'm explaining, I should know 100% knowledge, then only I can deliver. Half cooked food, if I'm delivering, it will be very dangerous. So that is the reason I'm not giving information. Usually that is not required for any client. You can tell them I did not get chance to work with this feature about budget planning. Okay, fine. Next one, as I told you, one more public sector. For public sector also, as I told you, public sector related, then in that case there is a budget, general budget reservations, and here general budget reservation setups also there. This is for public sector. Okay, so these are the two areas. I don't have real implementation experience. I have worked for some bugs little bit, but not 100%. Public sector function, some extent I know some public sector also, but not 100%, because I have not implemented that budget like the public sector and as well as budget planning. Fine, I hope it is clear. So this is about budgeting module. You can try to explore yourself and come back to me if you have any doubts. Okay, next. So advanced tool structure, tomorrow I will discuss with you. I'm just checking any small topic I will introduce today. So collection letters we have discussed.
Here I have a doubt.
Yeah, proceed.
The budget control configuration, this unposted actual expenditure is there. What is that, sir? Actually, yesterday there was some disturbance, I think network issue.
Okay, so where it is, budget control configurations, let me go. Okay, so you are referring to available budget funds and you are referring unposted actual expenditure, am I right? This one.
Yes, that one.
Fine. So you have entered, let me explain. I have entered, suppose the budget is configured, this combination, suppose this combination you have entered 2000. Now actual entry, I have entered this combination of 500 first. 500 I have entered. So what is the remaining budget for this combination?
1,500.
1,500. It is posted. Now I have entered one more entry, 1,000 and posted. And what is the amount pending? Available budget
500.
500. I have entered one more 400. 400 I have entered, but not posted. Now available budget is how much?
500. 400 plus 100.
So it is 500 if you have not selected this checkbox. If you have selected this checkbox, then available budget is 100. It will include this one also. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So if you have not selected, if you have not selected that checkbox, it will be 500. If I'm posting, suppose, a new transaction, new 200, one more transaction I'm posting 200. I have entered and I'm trying to post. Whether are you expecting post or not posted? Posting should be allowed or not?
Only 100 it should allow.
Only 100 should allow. Then you can enable this checkbox. If you enable this checkbox, available budget is 100 only. Then it will not allow you to post. But I don't want, because it is not posted, it is least bothering to me. It was yesterday it was created. I'm not posted. I want 500 should be allowed. 500 should be there, and it should allow to post. Then don't select this checkbox. Got it?
Yes, sir.
That's what this checkbox. So available budget, whether it is entered also should be considered or not, you need to select the checkbox. If you select the checkbox, available budget is 100. If you select the checkbox. If you have not selected, it will be 500. Got it? Everyone, is it clear?
Generally, we have to enable that box or checkbox also, no, sir. Unposted also we have to enable.
That is your business requirement. Sometimes I'm least bothering this one because the latest now I'm posting this one. I want this should be posted. This is my business requirement. Then I will not enable the checkbox. Understood? It is business decisions. It is not your decision or my decision. It is business decisions. How they want the client decisions. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, everyone, is it clear too?
Yes, sir. One more thing, sir. Regarding yesterday's class, you told regarding the posting profiles and posting destination forms. So, what is the difference? Is there one checkbox that if we enable, the posting profiles will be disabled and the posting definitions forms will be activated. So, what is the difference between posting profiles and the posting definition forms?
So, posting definition forms, if it is a public sector, companies, as I told you, so we will enable that posting definition transactions. This will be work. Okay. Then for public sector, if you enable this one, posting definitions, the checkbox, then if you are creating a purchase order, or if you are creating purchase requisition, you cannot create until and unless you need to have budget register entry for that expenditure in the budget register entry. Got it? You need to enter budget register entries. Then only it will allow you to create all these things. So for public sector, usually they will enable all these checkboxes. Got it?
Yes, sir, but I was asking like, what is the difference between this posting profiles, navigation,
Okay,
and the posting
fine.
destination?
So if you go to posting definitions, I understood you are asking technical about the product. Okay. So if you go to posting definitions, here it will allow you to select this is not this one, posting transaction posting definitions. Here you can have restrictions like posting definitions for purchase requisition also. In the posting profiles, normal posting profiles, do you have this one set up for purchase order creation and purchase requisition?
No.
It is for invoicing only, am I right? Only for
Yeah.
invoicing. This is for transaction also. Understood?
Okay.
That is a major difference. It is normal. Suppose if normal business, if I'm creating a purchase order, can system will verify whether we will verify budget funds are available or not. We'll verify at the time of invoice or confirmation. Am I right? Not at the
Yeah.
time of each level. It is not required. Agree?
Yes. Sir.
But for public sector companies, suppose government organizations, as I told you, UPA government or US like NPA government, if this currently is there, if they don't have budget, they will not pay single rupee to the salaries to the employees. Budget is must. That is public sector.
Okay.
For normal businesses, I am doing like purchasing laptops and selling laptops. It is not a public sector. I don't want this one. So out of 100 installations, 95 installations are we will not enable this checkbox. Understood? Normal businesses, we will not enable this checkbox. We will not enable this checkbox. So this checkbox I learned after 5 years. While learning, I don't know about this checkbox. When I started my understanding in 2008 or 2009, I don't know about this checkbox at that time. After 5 years, I learned this one. What is the checkbox? So usually we don't touch this one. Normal situations. Out of 100 installation clients, 95 to 98 clients, they will not do this one. But why I have explained to you, suppose if I'm a user, I enabled by mistakenly, then it will create you a lot of confusion to you. Agree?
Yeah.
If it is happened like that, you need to resolve the issue. Then why it is not working posting profiles? Why it is not working? Then you can need to come here and you need to verify any business user has activated this one or not. If it is activated, you need to ask why it was activated by you.
Okay.
Understood? Negative scenario.
Yeah.
So for that only I'm teaching you this one. But in the real-time scenario, don't enable this checkbox. Don't touch this one. Don't teach this one to the business users at all. For
Okay.
business, whenever you are explaining, this is for being, you are going to become a functional consultant, not a business user. For business user, don't show this one at all. If you show, he will make you confusion. As I told you, I'm explaining this one in 2012 in Oman. I'm trying to explain, I'm teaching this application and I'm explaining this one. I'm budget control configuration, this budget control configuration. I'm enabling this one on. Okay, I'm making on and I'm explaining it is failing. Once I'm coming back, I'm verifying it is on. I'm once again going. So the reason behind the entire conference room is that client, this server is from the client side. I visited client side directly, and the server, they have given access to my their system. I'm doing this one. For the user, he's for make funny, he's making off. He's making off whenever I'm posting a transaction. Once I am coming back and I'm trying, meanwhile he's doing on. He knows this one already.
Okay.
So I'm verifying everything is correct. Why it is not active? Why it is budget control is not controlling the expenses? After 10 minutes, because if I'm a new, actually in 2012 means almost I have 3-4 years experience, already 4 years, 5 years. Okay, so I'm confident. So I'm verifying. Then at last, after 10 minutes, he laughed and he told me, like, I'm doing like a turn off, turn on. Don't worry, it is working fine. Only
Okay.
for one purpose he made it. And the same manner, any business user by mistakenly, if he is enabled this one, if you don't know this one, your life is gone. Am I right?
Yes.
So that is the reason you are learning this one. He make your confusion a lot. There is a chance. For that purpose you are learning. Okay, the implementation of this use posting definitions is a very few, maybe a 2%, 3% clients are using this one. Okay,
Yes.
any more questions, team? Anyone? Okay, fine. If nothing, then we can wind up the session for today. I'm sorry, we will connect once again tomorrow morning, same time. Okay, see you all. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.